Nutritional classification of microorganisms. After a discussion of nutritional requirements of microbes, we can classify microorganisms based on their nutritional requirements. The nutritional requirements are diverse, and therefore these microorganisms can be classified into different types based on their nutritional requirements. So let us discuss what are the nutritional types of microorganisms. The nutritional types or nutritional classification of microorganisms is mainly based on carbon and energy source. The first nutritional category of microorganisms is autotroph. Autotrophs are those microbes which obtain their nutrition from inorganic compounds. Or autotrophs of microorganisms which use atmospheric carbon dioxide as a source of cellular carbon. They use atmospheric carbon dioxide as a source of carbon. They reduce atmospheric carbon dioxide to sugars. So this is one of the nutritional category, autotrophic microorganisms. They reduce carbon into necessary sugars. Another nutritional category of microorganisms is a heterotroph. Heterotroph bacteria require organic sources of carbon such as sugars, fats, amino acids, etc. It may be complex form of sugars, carbohydrates, it may be cellulose, starch, simple sugars like glucose or any other type of sugars, or even fats as well as amino acids can be used as a source of carbon, which are called heterotroph. So they are mostly saprophytic bacteria and fungi. They attain nutrition from dead organic matter. So microbes growing on dead organic matter can be called as heterotroph. They obtain their energy by breakdown of complex organic matter. Saprophytic bacteria and fungi are best example of heterotrophs. Third nutritional category is phototroph. Phototrophic bacteria absorb light as a source of energy, then utilize this in photosynthesis to create cellular energy. So in simple words, phototrophic microorganisms use light as a source of energy. There are two types of phototroph: those which do not produce oxygen as a byproduct, they are called unoxygenic phototroph, and those which produce oxygen, they are called oxygenic phototroph. So phototrophs are those organisms which use light as a source of energy. These phototrophs can be further classified into two types: photoautotrophs and photoheterotrophs. Photoautotrophs use light as an energy source and carbon dioxide as a carbon source. Photoautotroph, the word itself tells, the word autotroph comes, the carbon source will be carbon dioxide, and word photo comes, the energy source will be the light. So word itself defines the meaning of this. So photoautotrophs are those microorganisms which use light as a source of energy and carbon dioxide as a source of carbon. So algae and photosynthetic bacteria are best examples of photoautotroph. Photoheterotroph, another nutritional category. It uses light as an energy source and reduced organic compounds as a carbon source. Example: purple non-sulfur bacteria. Photoheterotroph, here again light source, energy source is light because they are photo, Heterotroph means they use organic compounds as a carbon source. The word hetero comes, the carbon source will be organic compounds. So purple non-sulfur bacteria belong to photoheterotrophic group of bacteria. Chemotroph, another nutritional category. These bacteria obtain chemical energy from their surrounding and convert it into ATP for cellular use. Chemotrophs attain energy from oxidation reduction of inorganic compounds such as ammonia, hydrogen sulfide and iron. So this is one of the nutritional category. Chemoautotroph. This chemoautotroph use inorganic chemicals. These chemotrophs are further classified into chemoautotrophs and chemoheterotroph. This chemoautotroph use inorganic chemicals as a source of carbon dioxide as a principal carbon source. They use inorganic chemicals and CO2 as a principal carbon source. So they obtain energy by oxidation of inorganic compounds such as NH3, NO2, H2 and H2S. These organisms are also called chemolithotrophs. Another name for this chemoautotroph. Again word auto comes here, carbon source will be atmospheric carbon dioxide and the energy source will be inorganic compounds. Chemoheterotroph. Here these organisms use organic compounds as well as a principal as a source as well as principal carbon source. The clear distinction between the energy and carbon source is a characteristic of the above three groups is lost since this group can derive both carbon and energy from a single organic compound. Here you cannot make exact distinction between which one is a carbon source and which one an energy source, because these group of organisms derive their both carbon and energy from single organic compound. Chemoheterotrophic group of microorganisms obtain their carbon and energy from simpler organic compounds. For example, most saprophytic bacteria and fungi are best example of chemoheterotroph. In such group of organisms, they use organic compounds as a source of carbon and energy. So chemotroph further classified into chemoautotroph and chemoheterotroph, out of which chemoautotroph, their carbon source is atmospheric carbon dioxide and energy source is inorganic compounds, while in chemoheterotroph, organic compound act as a both carbon and energy source. And last nutritional category is lithotroph. The lithotrophs use reduced inorganic compounds as an electron donor in anaerobic or aerobic respiration. They use reduced inorganic compounds as an electron donor. So this is the last nutritional category of the microorganisms.